Let's get into the show. And the news broke Sunday that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has inked a fax extension in Toronto to the tune of $500 million for 14 years. The deal has a full no-trade clause and no deferrals and a signing bonus. Vladdy is getting paid the largest extension in MLB history. Guys, this is now the trend. Dem, what was your initial reaction when you saw how large and how long this is for?
Yeah, I think the how long shocks me. The amount of money nowadays, when you see those other two up top, I think that's going to be your standard for young players when they become free agents. But I will say this, and you know what I thought about this? We don't know how this is going to play out, right? It's 14 years. We don't know what next year is going to look like. We don't know what next week's going to look like. But I will say this. I was proud and happy as a Canadian to see the Toronto Blue Jays. They lost out on Ohtani, that whole disaster where the private plane was going to Toronto. It didn't go to Toronto. They didn't get Juan Soto. They have their homegrown player. This guy has been a Toronto Blue Jay. He will be one for life. And they said, all right, cool, 400 wasn't enough. We're going to get to 500. And they went there and they got it. This is great for their fan base. This is great for their future. They're making a commitment to never rebuilding right now. They are committed to winning. Rogers up there has a ton of money. They just proven that by going ahead and unloading on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So good for him. Congratulations, Vladdy, on all this cheese you just got. I hope it's a huge success of a contract.
Yeah, dude. Like you woke up or you saw it like last night and you're sitting here going, $500 million, 14 years, cha-ching, cha-ching, and cha-ching. And so, Vlad, one thing about this young man, he's been raking since in Anaheim when Senior Pops is, in the show, and we all played against Vladimir Guerrero Senior, Ryan, and he was one of our favorite players. Like watching him hit a baseball bouncing in a line shot, or he can take you deep. He threw as well as anybody. I played against him a lot in the minor leagues. It was Jose Pedro and Vlad Sr. and all this stuff. And then you have little Sparky. Well, little Sparky's grown up to be a big boy now. I remember John Lackey telling me questions and stories about him raking, the 8, 9, 10-year-old when they're in the clubhouse. And now you fast forward to like he's a dude. He's a man. He is everything now for the Toronto Blue Jays. So you could sit here and we can critique it. We could sit here and go, holy cow, how do you spend this much money? Or how about how long these years are? I was always thinking like an Alex Bregman, 40 million, 3 years, I'm paying you a lot, let's go win, and you'll make more money. 14 years is a long time. So when we start lengthening these out, we're going to go through a couple contracts that have been okay, that have been so not so okay. That's not the player's fault. I will say this to the fans. This isn't a hate on players. I can't stand when they sit here and they wear the player out if this starts going weird. It has nothing to do with that. This was a negotiation. This made both sides happy. And like Dempsey said, an organization needs a star. Vlad Jr. is a star, and that's what they get to hang their hat on. Now, do you go get the other puzzles around him and pieces around him? Not puzzles, pieces. Just like we had Ohtani and Mike Trout with the Angels. If you can't pitch and your ERA is going to be 9, or I'm just using examples, or defensively you struggle, then you don't win championships this game. So now it gives them a chance. Here's our piece. He signed. Fans, get your jerseys, and now let's gather some championships, and we'll see what that means.
The other Blue Jay that has free agency looming would be Bo Bichette. Is this a sign of things to come for Bo, Kevin?
Well, yeah, Bo Bichette and Vlad came up together. Obviously, Biggio was in that mix back then, and now you have these two. It'll be interesting, but this is like the new norm. I think Ryan made a great point today on the conference call, Sarah. He said this because guys are getting to the big leagues so early and young. Like, I got there at 26. Ryan got there, I think, at 20 or 21 with the Rangers or whatever it was. He can tell that. But I think he's right. Then your free agent hits at 26 instead of that 31, 32. So you're starting to see these really long deals. We're like, wow. But teams are buying 8. And we have to overpay for the next 3 or 4 to 5 years, cool, to get a guy to play and be the face of our franchise.
I think for Bo Bichette too, Sierra, it's one of those things where, okay, we're committed to winning. Like, that's what he wants. Of course, they all want money, but at the end of the day, it's miserable when you have a bunch of money in your bank account and you come to the ballpark and lose every day. You want to win.
Sure.
So this is a commitment by the organization. I'm sure for Bo, he probably feels like this is a place that he wants to be. He's grown up there. And not only that, other free agents. Now you know that the direction they're going in, it's going to be with star players.
Guys, Vladdy is 26 years old. When this deal is up, he is going to be 40. And I will finally be 35. Ballpark Cam turned on at Oracle Park, where the Giants swept the Mariners this weekend. New Giant Willy Adames made his presence felt with a walk-off hit in the 11th on Friday. And guys, that wasn't it. Wilmer Flores, he walked it off on Sunday. So far in 2025, San Francisco is off to the best start out of any team in baseball. Kevin, how many games will the 8-1 Giants win this year?
Yeah, dude, it's one of those teams, Sarah, to answer your question. Health in their rotation is ginormous. Robbie Ray and Verlander can kind of hear and mold these dudes if they can make some starts, right? And health is a big factor in every team with your starting rotation. This team can win 90. And I think 91-2-3 is going to be asking a lot because they've been kind of quiet. If you notice, no one said anything about the Giants. We don't even know what the Giants are going to be. We have no idea how they're going to go. And you look out here, they have the ability to pitch in that ballpark, win baseball games, Yaz, all of them. And that's what you sit here and you gravitate like, who are they? We talked about the Dodgers. We love to watch the Padres. They got that flair and that yellow. I think the yellow accessories kind of gravitate like to that brown and yellow and Tatis. And then you got the Diamondbacks, right? Torey Lovullo, we've talked a lot about this organization. They go out and get Corbin Burns. No one has said anything about the Giants. And I almost think they like it that way. All right, no one's giving us credit because you put that little chip on your shoulder as a team. They're probably going to have some shirts made, whatever that is, and you keep it in-house. They got enough veterans on that staff, and you just kind of weasel your way in. But I think they're a 90-plus win team.
Another thing from that game on Sunday, Victor Robles, he sacrificed himself, making an insane diving catch into the right field netting. He was carted off the field. The Mariners are awaiting results on the tests on his left arm and shoulder. We really do hope Robles is okay. But that catch, it got us thinking, what are the best catches of all time? Deb, do you have one?
There are so many good catches when I think about, impressive catches, moments like that where dudes are like going out there and making game saving. We saw Conine's son, makes the one earlier this year. So it got me to thinking, like, where guys like sacrifice, there's a whole different thing. When you're like sacrificing yourself for personal injury and like you're just throwing everything. Aaron Rowan in Philadelphia. Look at this right here. Face plant into the wall. Like, the catch itself is spectacular, but the face plant into the fence, he comes up bloody nose, just like Aaron Rowan loves it. He's just like a gamer like that. We saw all the diving catches he made on defense. None better than that one right there. He was just bleeding all over the place. He's like, I'm good, trainer, stay in the dugout. But that catch right there was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Little side note, Rowan's mom worked for Uncle Cal Noriega, rest in peace, down there in Valencia, California. So he was always like, family, nice job. I'm going to take you, since we're talking about juniors today, we talked about Vlad Jr. getting rich at $500 million. I'm going to tell you another one, Gary Matthews Jr., who got rich on this catch. I think it was 45 or 50 million. This was one of the best plays I have seen at that time. The way his glove goes up, it was like the sideways, like pinky in the air, almost the way Sierra was sipping on her wine at that dinner with flowers and arugula. And I'm telling you, that catch was a $50 million catch. He signed, whatever that is. And then don't sleep on Rodney McRae. University of High School on Barrington and Santa Monica. That's where Uncle Kevin went. What? You remember this? Going through the wall. Totally fine. No walls were injured. Rodney was a gangster right there, making that play. But everybody loved me some Rodney McRae because that was like our first guy in pro ball in high school. So you always kind of like thought he was the coolest dude in the world.
Kevin, you've got great highlights today.
Let's start in San Diego, where those pinstripes look nice. And Jose Iglesias, stay with this entire play. Phenomenal, right? Okay, infield, not open. Heads up! Yep, it's okay. Watch him get back up. Yep, this is how we did it. Athlete. Oh, my God. Yeah. How do you not have this guy on your team? Metsies? This guy's amazing. Anyways, Riley Green goes deep. Fan makes an amazing catch. Heads up. That's why I love fans. Like, think about it. We got popcorn. We got bare hand. There's times that we have no chance with a glove. Fans are amazing. This is kind of one of those ones where we got Mr. Met, Lens reporter Stevie with the hat. He Delps' hat.
Is that Bochy's hat?
Now you look. Well, that's actually Bochy's hat. You're exactly right. It was a 9.4. Bochy turned his thing. We'll talk about that later. Anyways, head up, Wilson Contreras. Nicky Lopez just. I was watching this. I'm like, oh my God. And I am surprised there's that more often. At least it wasn't the helmet. We've seen helmet. That was bat to helmet.
This is weird.
Totally weird in Colorado. Last thing I would have thought of, like watching a game. This is miserable doing these because that was £1 million and I thought I was having a heart attack. I'll be honest with you, Sarah.